Welcome to a sketchbook tour of my old sketchbooks. Yikes. Something I didn't really explain in my last sketchbook tour, I had this whole idea that I would assign my sketchbooks each like a color. So when I'm finished with them, they should have like a full rainbow on my bookshelf because I wanted my bookshelf to look cool, which is why I title like each of my sketchbook tours after the color name instead of sketchbook 1, 2, whatever. Except these ones are numbered, but these are the only ones I actually numbered because after a while I realized it was really dumb to number them because I have way more sketchbooks than this. These were just the first of this color series I started doing. My most recent sketchbook right now is my indigo sketchbook. It's not purple yet. If you want to see more old sketchbooks, I do have my yellow tour and the green tour up on this channel, but they're not voiceovered. So if you want me to redo them with a voiceover, I can't. I probably won't provide much commentary because these were a while ago and I don't really remember, and also the art isn't really something I like anymore, so it will probably just be a lot of me insulting myself. I will warn you, if I'm a bit awkward during these tours, it's probably because these sketchbooks hold some pretty bad memories for me. This was during quarantine, like right when quarantine started, and it was halfway through my sophomore year, so I think I was like 16 or 15 during these. For context, I am 20 years old now, so ugh. And I also want to say I don't recommend these sketchbooks at all. I don't even know if I could ever find what this sketchbook was, like what the brand for this sketchbook was, because it's not an art sketchbook, I know that for sure, because I remember how horrible it was because I ended up ripping out so many pages because it just didn't work with any art medium whatsoever. Yeah, as you can see, this sketchbook took less than a month to fill because of me ripping out so many pages. I have like no commentary whatsoever for this first page other than just I hate it. there's not much else to say. It's an old OC from, I guess, middle school me. And yeah, the side profile is the first goal I have here is less stiff poses. Okay, sir. Gosh, I think this is when I first started working with watercolor as well. I think it doesn't look like it, but I think these are watercolor, and I didn't even have watercolor paper. Because this sketchbook, you can see that all of this is taped in because I didn't even sketch in this book because it would smear graphite more than any sketchbook I've ever worked in. And I think you can like see like me deteriorating throughout this sketchbook. This is also when I got my cactus that my cat took a bite out of. That cactus is no longer with us. Oh, God. Okay, yep. I always come back to this drawing and I always redraw it. I like to call this one my first watercolor painting rather than like the ones on the last page because, I don't know, I think I was trying a bit more with watercolor. I was very angry with watercolor at this point in time. I wasn't good at it and I didn't have the patience to learn it. This is also the age of covering up the drawings that I hate with digital art, even though the digital art wasn't even that much better, and I also had to print it from a very sad printer. I think a lot of these are Percy Jackson drawings. This is a lot of Leo Valdez. Oh, I redrew this one recently. Yeah, I redrew this one recently of Leo and Festus. Gosh, I remember being really proud of this page. And I think this is the moment that I give up on watercolor as well. I think this is South Park drawings. I don't watch South Park anymore, but I was like I used to watch it a lot during quarantine because I had time to watch that very, very long season show. This is like when I gave up on watercolor and I switched over to like marker. These are all old OCs that I don't have anymore. I think some of them have definitely evolved to the point where they are the OCs I have now, because they were pretty basic designs and they all have like the same face. So that's I'm surprised at how different I am when I have art block, because at least this me was like trying to fill a page. Now when I have art block, I just don't touch my sketchbook. I think this is Percy Jackson, and for some reason he kind of has boobs, or what's going on with Annabeth's arms. They're kind of scary. Some of my ideas that I had. Yeah, I don't know about those ones. Oh, it's the classic Pinterest hand practice. Did I ever just... I guess the one time I use this paper is for acrylic paint, and that's it. Am I right? I'm scared of Cher, like the musician. Oh, wow. That's... Don't look at that one. To spare you from pausing the video, I will read this because it's been a while, and I don't really care if you know what was going on in Quarantine Mate's head. It was probably sad for the most part. The longer I look at something, the more I hate it. I keep making problems for future me, and I'm sorry. I remember when Bree told me that being a cop was all she had. At the time, I didn't understand it. My sister often feels like the most talented person in the world. She's the reason why I even started art. Now I get it. Art is all I have. It's all I've planned for. I feel stuck, but I don't think I want to get out. Summer days are supposed to be longer, so why does it feel short? I've made up my mind. I'm not going back to school. I'll just do the dumb online thing and hope for the best. Maybe future me will look back and think that this was a terrible decision. Speaking of future me, hope you're doing good. Hope you don't feel numb. I hope life isn't flying by as fast. Sorry for making a mess. I promise I'm trying. Wow, the amount of angst in that is just... I promise I'm in a way better place than I was when I was in this sketchbook. Middle school and like freshman and sophomore year me was the lowest points of my life, and it really didn't help that it was quarantine, which is what I'm talking about when I say the dumb online thing, which was when I had to switch over to online high school. I don't really write too many notes like this in my recent sketchbook. I sometimes do it just for when I'm looking back so I can reread them and see what was going on in my mind, because I forget a lot of things. And here you can see when I started giving up on the sketchbook, I guess. I remember being really proud of this drawing, and now I look at it and I think, how is his foot doing that? Oh yeah, another weird thing I did was I would grade myself on how well I reached my goals. I would give myself a 0% on most of these. And you can see here, this was me literally just ripping out everything and saying, I'm done with this sketchbook because I don't have enough scrap paper to finish it. It was basically what I was... And those are the lyrics to Teenage Dirtbag. So... Anyways, that was really short, of course. Like I said, I finished that in less than a month. This one is probably longer, I think. Let's see how long it took me to finish this one. It was July 20th to March 4th. Yeah, I'm not even sure that this brand of sketchbooks even makes sketchbooks anymore. I don't know. I really don't. This sketchbook probably has a lot of things also taped over, just like the last one. Even though it had way better paper, I was still hating my art and everything that I drew. Like, I can tell that this is watercolor practice, and I was really bad at doing the water part of watercolor. For some reason, little me couldn't grasp the fact that to use watercolor, you gotta use water. And like, you have pages like this where I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin it, but it's already ruined. I mean, like, he doesn't even have an ass. These are also old OCs that I don't draw anymore. And yep, there's also a lot of blacked out drawings where I just covered everything up. My art style was very unoriginal at this point in time. I think I was stealing from so many different artists because it would change so quickly, as much as I would try to call it my own art style, and I would get so defensive anytime someone compared me to another artist, probably because they were speaking facts, and I didn't like the fact they were speaking facts. I'm so happy I don't tape in my digital art. This printer is just, ugh. Oh wow, okay. It's more Percy Jackson. I'd still like the wave effect I did here with the watercolor. The drawing, not so much, but Nico is just... oh gosh, I don't even... oh wait, no. This is first draft of an OC you might recognize if you watched my last sketchbook tour, Smokey. So at least we have one recent OC in here. He had pink hair because I had pink hair. He also weirdly has cleavage. Yeah, this is when online school was starting to happen, and I was writing about what was going on. Wow, look at that, it's my old schedule. Wow, I had a long lunchtime, honestly. This is a Google code for a Google Meet here. I don't know why I'm covering it like you could get into that Google Meet. Very angsty, Percy Jackson. Sad. Yeah, I think we're getting into like schoolwork. I just didn't have the money or the patience to get another sketchbook for school. There's more Leo, but he looks horrible and I hate it. Oh, look how sweet my mother is. If you ever see sweet notes in my sketchbook, it's probably from my mom. This is also like a school project that I was doing. Oh, okay, there's the first taped page there. I promise, every taped page you see in the sketchbook is school, and I think I used to do poetry, and I kind of hate the fact that I would scratch out all of this. Some of these aren't even like drawings under here. Some of it, I can tell that this is probably supposed to be poetry because I can still see like my writing. This is when I came up with Frankie. He looks very different. I think this is another sad... it's another sad page. I always redraw this for my birthday because of the whole backstory to why I created Frankie was because I didn't get a hug on my 17th birthday. I made an OC just to make them hug my self-insert character that I had. And man, that's sad. Okay, there you go. There's the most recent redraw of this drawing. It's a very stark contrast to also the next page, which is this. And also I wrote on the side that I love slugs, so I don't know what's wrong with me. And I support past me because I did love slugs and I still like them. Anyways, I'll read this for you so you don't have to be nosy and pause the video. I turned 17 weeks ago. I didn't even listen to Dancing Queen on my birthday. I'm sorry. The context behind that is so stupid. I think what I was talking about was that there's a lyric in Dancing Queen where they go, young and sweet, only 17. And for some reason, little me was like, I have to listen to it exactly when I turn 17. Because it's going to be the first time I can relate to that song. Anyways, next line. I didn't even get a hug. God, this is... My dad forgot, so did my grandma and friends. You know, I didn't even realize how many people forgot until now. I mean, I've never been that big on my birthday, but it still kind of hurts, you know. I just want someone to care about. I love my friends' names, which I will not say. I'm not friends with them anymore, so I don't really want to name drop them, but I want something different. I honestly think everyone hates me. I don't get invited to things anymore. No one talks to me. I'm so lonely, and I'm so tired of telling myself that I like being alone. I want someone to care about. I wrote, sorry, I promise I'm trying. It's so funny that I wrote that I love my friends, and then right after I mentioned that they don't invite me to things, hinting at the fact that they ghosted me very quickly into quarantine. I don't even know. This is actually art notes that I left for some reason. Yeah, I guess I didn't hate these art notes, I guess. I guess this is when Among Us was happening. So that's fun. Yeah, I think it's just more me hating everything. Some of it might be poetry. Well, that's embarrassing. Here's, I guess, this would be Frankie in Smokey's clothing, but ugh. Oh gosh, this was like angsty period of my life, I swear. This, this is it's so bad. I can't look at it. Another taped page. Okay. I didn't even remember that his last name was apparently Grimm. Anyways, here's Dex. You saw them in my last tour. So again, at least another recent OC that we have. It's like 3 pages I taped up. Okay, yikes. I don't even want to know, I guess. Whoa, his torso is very long. Yeah, again, I think this is mostly poetry that I all scratched out because I hated it. Another tape page, I guess. I'm currently working on a redraw of this one, so that's fun. This is the first time I designed my character Lolly. Also, I think you will see some Minecraft YouTuber fan art. This was when they were like blowing up because it was during quarantine, so I had literally nothing to do other than just watch YouTube. Here's Dex again. It's weird how like clear space this is for me, like drawing one thing per page. Oh my god, it's another angst note. Wow. Okay, apparently I had a lot of them. I do really like this house. It's like really, the perspective on it is bad, but I like the idea of it. All right, let's read this one and see if how bad is it? Oh, I titled it this time. It's called Wasted Potential, like the Tyler Creator song. My freshman year of high school, I was asked if I was a junior. I responded with no. Why? Oh, because you have that junior year depression look in your eyes. I didn't really understand what they meant at the time. I mean, I was depressed, had the diagnosis and everything. I get it now, though. It's different from what I suspected. I didn't think I'd be doing online school as a junior. And it's not the loneliness of not being able to talk to anyone that gets me. It's the fear of trying to explain to people why it's so hard to really have nothing. No whiteboards, no desk, no back-breaking metal chairs, just a computer screen in my empty bedroom that has hundreds of assignments to complete. I don't have time for you anymore, and I'm sorry. I cried like 5 times today. I don't have it in me. I don't know if it'll be over before I know it, but what about my potential? If I waste my mind in my English class just to get a good grade, will I smile or will I just say fuck it and draw until I get arthritis? Sorry, promise I'm trying. I don't know why I ended every note with sorry, I promise I'm trying. It just adds a whole nother layer of sad. Again, I promise I'm in such a better place than I was in this sketchbook. Gosh, I was so sad. I remember this being like one of my favorite spreads in this sketchbook. It's really, I was venting. This is just vent art. That's what it is. That was the word I was looking for. I like the way it looks a lot still. I don't like the art. This side profile is not good, but I like the look of it and how put together it looks for little me. Oh yay, Happy New Year. That was probably the saddest year of my life when I was just inside. I think the Minecraft YouTuber phase of mine lasted a very short time. It's sad, towards the end of the sketchbook I stopped drawing like their OCs and I started drawing old OCs that I don't draw anymore. And I look back through the sketchbook and I'm like, I don't care. Dang, this is when Una's Eyes ended, which is funny because I'm actually wearing my Una's Eyes hoodie filming this right now. What a weird coincidence. At least you can see here that I was actually getting better at watercolor. I think that's one thing the sketchbook really helped me accomplish, was it forced me to do watercolor. Actually, I don't hate this owl drawing. I mean, I don't like it, but I should draw owls again. Oh god, it's kind of scary. More old OC stuff. I think it's irrelevant to me now, but I don't care. I will say, I do love that design still. I love how large his front legs are compared to his back legs. That's really is beautiful. Yeah, I do kind of miss drawing robots because I would draw a lot of robots, and I think this is the only OC I will still draw sometimes is this little guy because he was such a comfort OC for me. Did I eat 4 fortune cookies in a row? What the heck? I remember being really proud of this page, and now I look at it and I think, ugh. This little comic right here, I had different lore for my OCs. I had a whole different story, so it looks like spoilers, but it's not spoilers because the story has been completely changed. Oh, and then something my mom drew. It's a cat. It's best drawing ever. Why is there so many fortune cookies here? Just says beer. Here's more. I think this is all like Percy Jackson stuff still. Doing a lot of fantasy art. Oh gosh, that is just vent stuff probably. I think I remember what it's about, but I'm not telling you. This has been Valentine's Day. It's actually a kind of cute little concept for Valentine's Day. I don't hate it. I do love headless characters. I recently did like a kind of a redraw situation of these towns that I used to draw a lot in my sketchbook. I don't know who I stole the idea from, because I probably stole it because this is old me, and I did love stealing things. I think what I always like to do is when I come back to my sketchbooks, I add a marker, the bookmark, whatever my favorite page is. So this is apparently my favorite page. I will say, this dot drawing is very cute still. It aged pretty good, honestly. I am currently redrawing this one as well in my sketchbook. Been doing a lot of redraws recently, and I really want to move away from them because I'm getting a little bit repetitive and it's starting to make me go into an art block again. Again, I really like this guy. I should bring him back. He's really funny looking for some reason. I think you can see like here was when I was actually starting to really enjoy painting with watercolor as well, because I was actually trying. I think this is the last page. Yeah, it's kind of sad how much I was planning for this world to be a thing, and then I never drew these characters again. I can't really remember why. I guess I just exhausted them out of my brain. But that's pretty much it for both of these sketchbooks. So thank you if you put up with all of that old bad art for as long as you did. I hope some of this was at least enjoyable for you. So thank you if you're still here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.